Ooh, daddy.
Light it up, and we smoke. Keep me high up off the ground.
Hey guys, so one of the most common questions slash drama, I guess you can say, that I have in the YouTube comments is, how do I save money? Why aren't I saving money? And why do I spend so much money? I think one of the key things is that you guys don't know I'm not saving money. You guys don't know how much money I'm spending. You guys don't know how much money I'm making. You guys don't know how I save, anything like that. Amongst people assuming I don't save money or assuming I'm spending all my money to bits and pieces, there's also people who are genuinely curious, like, Amberlynn, how do I save money? This is the first time I'm living on my own. I don't know how to save money. And people are curious, which 110% girl, I didn't even know how to do it when I first moving, because grammar, when I first lived on my own. I didn't know how. And this is the best way I can explain it to you guys. I'm not a expert, but this is just how I do it, because to me, I feel like this is the easiest way. So these are just whole numbers. They're not anyone's numbers. They're not my numbers. They're not my neighbor's numbers. They're not Disney's numbers. They're not anyone's numbers. I'm making these numbers up completely. This is just for demonstration and to explain the best way that I can, and that I wish someone would have said to me when I first moved on my own. Okay. I wrote it down just to make it easier. I hope it's not backwards for you guys, because sometimes you know how cameras do that whole thing. Okay, we're gonna act as if you make $10,000 every single month. Okay, so what I do when I guesstimate, well, because pretty much it always is guesstimation unless you make money off of salary, which means it's just a whole number always, no matter what, but we're all ain't got that life. So I always round down when it comes to how much money I'm gonna make. Meaning, really, I could be making $11,000 on any given month, whatever, but I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna round down, because you want to assume you have the least money when you are doing your income, and that actually helps in the long run, and I will explain why. So let's say every other Friday you get $5,000, again, rounding down. Now this is when you need to round up on bills. So say your rent, I do this completely. When your rent is due on the first, and say it's $3,000, well, on here, round up is $3,000, but say it's actually like $2,859. Just round up, honestly, round up, girl. It makes it so much easier, and it's to where you never accidentally count. This makes it to where you don't eat up all your money. You'll have this extra money that you totally didn't take into consideration. I know that sounds crazy and it's confusing, but okay, let's say your rent is $3,000 on the first. You have your utilities on the 5th, which is water, cable, electricity, things like that. Let's say it's going to come out to $300. On the 10th, let's say you have your phone bills, and ironically enough, you have your random subscriptions all due on the 10th, which let's say it comes out to $350. Let's say your health insurance is due the day after, and that's $400. And a lot of people, I did at first, forget to take an account of gas. For me, I round up like a mad woman when it comes to gas, because you never know, like, you never drive the same amount every single week, every single month. Sometimes you might go further one week, and sometimes you might go less one week. I always do it as if we were driving a mile. Driving a mile, that's not even that far. Driving to like freaking 3 states away. I always do it like that just in case, because you always want to play it on the safe side. So right here I put the first 2 weeks of the month is $100 in gas. Destiny's car is amazing on gas. Again, everyone's bills are going to be different. Everyone's gas is going to be different, but this is just an example. For the second 2 weeks, again, $100 on gas, so that's $200 per month for gas. Another thing, round up for groceries. I just put $400, $100 a week. Everyone is different. Everyone is different. So when you total that all in, that is $6,500 in bills every single month. So, okay. Obviously, you're going to take your full income, $10,000 minus the bills, and you have $3,500 left to spare over, which isn't for bills or whatever. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but to explain the part that's the most confusing to explain out loud, if I could barely explain it in my head, when you're planning bills, and say you really don't have this much money, like you're very like check to check, and you have to like live off of every penny, which a lot of people do. That is how the world is. That's how it is, unfortunately. When you do it like this, it might be kind of hard, but I want to say it's very important each and every month to constantly write down your bills. And if you get your bill in the mail or you know it already, write it down. You need to write down whenever you get paid, how much it is, and do it all in order so you can casually go down the list and you can do it like this. This is the part that's confusing, and I'm probably rambling and not making any sense whatsoever, but this is for the people who actually ask and who are actually curious, girl. So you're going to start at the first. Obviously, the first, you're going to write, you know, your rent, whatever. Usually people have to pay rent on the first. I'm just saying. Or mortgage. I don't know. Everyone's different. Everyone has their own lifestyle. But I pay rent. And you're just going to go down the list and you're going to do, okay, so rent is $3,000. And then you're going to just keep adding it up. And then you're going to put, okay, well, I got my $5,000 this day. So that means all the negatives that you had, you're going to add your $5,000 down. It's so confusing, but I know you can get it. I'm explaining it horribly. So let me get to the part where, okay, you have that extra $3,500. Let's go spend it. Let's go play the lottery. Let's go do this and that. I know everyone thinks that, like, trust me, that's what I want to do too. But what I do is, and what to me makes the most sense, so you have $3,500. You're going to divide that by 2, so you're splitting it in half, which makes it to where now it's $1,750. Amberlynn, what are you doing with the $1,750? The $1,750, you're gonna fucking have fun with it. I don't care. People have strong opinions. People really do, but I don't give a fuck what anyone's gonna say about this. Excuse my language if you're young. I firmly believe, I even wrote it right here, we do not work just to pay bills and just to save money. We also work to have fun and to enjoy life, whether you're young, old, whether you're, I don't care. Like, you don't just work to pay bills. You don't just work to save money. That is where I get really confused with a lot of people always saying, Amberlynn, why do you spend so much money? This hair though. Amberlynn, why do you spend so much money? Why don't you save, blah, blah? It's because, girl, I don't just work for that. I work to have fun. I work to be able to do those things. So what you're going to do is take that $1,750 and do what you want with it, and take the other half and put it into savings. So I can get to the page. So of your leftover money, you're going to take that half and put it into savings. And what that's going to do is, by the end of 1 year, $1,750 times 12 is $21,000 a year you will be saving. And little do you know, by doing it my way, by rounding up and rounding down in the appropriate places, you are actually having more money in the long run too. It actually works out. I know it sounds crazy, but it really does. A lot of people question, why should you save money and stuff like that. I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget, because sometimes I go on a tangent and I forget half of what I wanted to say. But save money for situations that don't normally happen and for a better life. What I mean by that is situations that don't normally happen is a really one that recently happened to Destiny and I, is her tires were completely messed up. We had no idea. Her stepdad looked at them and there was a big gash in one on her side, and it was like this whole thing. And we had no idea. And if we wouldn't have had money saved, or we wouldn't have had the money, we wouldn't have been able to get all new tires. So that's a situation that doesn't normally happen. Your car doesn't normally just decide to mess up on you. Or a flood that happens in your home, or your kid breaks his leg and you have to pay like half of the money for the cast. I don't know how it works for your insurance, whatever. But those are situations that don't normally happen. And what I mean by a better life is maybe you're saving for an actual home. I know a lot of people like to rent. Like, that's what I like to do. To me, I just like it. But eventually I feel like I'm really going to want a house. I used to never want a house, and lately I'm like, girl, I want a house. I want a house really bad. So it's really important to save for like a home, or if you want to save for a car, if you want to save for a damn pony, save for a better life, save for what you want. And it's just really important to have that like backup money. And I'm not on here saying I am 110% perfect and I save every single check, because I don't. I really don't. But I make sure to always have the money for Destiny and I make sure that I take care of the both of us, because honestly, I don't need to get like personal and deep, but my whole life I feel like I wasn't taken care of. Okay, I wasn't taken care of in that sense, so I really want to do it now. And trust me, again, I'm not perfect. I'm not coming on here to explain that. I'm just trying to help people and give advice the best way I can. And I hope that helped anyone out there wondering on how to save money. And my sweater is super cute. It says love, because you should love yourself, love life, and just love money. Not really. More money, more problems, girl. Less money, more problems too. Like, okay, so anyways, I do hope this helped, because that is why I made this video, and to clear up anything, just letting you guys know what I do with my money is my business. No one else's, and what you do with your money is your business. And I'm sure you don't want people questioning why you decided to buy your dog a damn Gucci purse. it never happened, but I was just saying, like, you don't want people questioning your money and why you do what you do with your money, so don't question me and what I do with mine. My life is my life, and my money is my money, and the same for you. But again, hope that helped, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!